I haven't fucking shut it up you once in my entire 6 months here. But what the fuck are we doing? We're timid, we're not talking, we're shouting over each other. Fucking wake up! Is this how we want to go out of the tournament? We've shown everyone here that we were the best team in this tournament in group stages. Fucking do it! You guys got this! Communication and coordination. We're one by one dying everywhere. Time to wake up! Fucking get the energy! Fire in your asses! Get this shit done!
Let's go. お疲れ様です。ともぞうです。今回からSix Invitational 2023こちらのハイライトやっていきたいと思うんですけれども、まずはやはり優勝した G2 こちらをピックアップしていきたいと思いますが、やはりターニングポイントになったのは海外でもねかなり話題になってますが、ファビアンのこの劇が効いたというのは間違いないかなというところがあります。日本語字幕僕の方で入れてみたんですけれども、これちょっと正確じゃないかなっていうところがかなりあります。僕英語わからないんで、じゃあどうやってこれ翻訳したのかというと、この動画の部分の音声を切り出して文字起こしツールにかけたんですね。でそれを翻訳サイトにかけたっていう形になるので、正確に文字起こしができてるかっていうところもありますし、 F 用語多いんで翻訳も結構めちゃくちゃだったんですよ。なんで大体こんなこと言ってるんだろうなみたいな感じで僕の方でかなり意訳してますので、正確じゃないかなと思うので、そのあたり英語のわかる方がフォローしていただければと思います。というわけでこのターニングポイントになった試合を今回はハイライトでまとめさせていただければと思います。さあというわけでSix Invitational 2023プレーオフのトーナメント表はこちらとなります。最終的にはダブルセッチミーと G2 のグランドファイナルとなり、 G2 が大方の予想を裏切り優勝するという本当に主人公ルート、またしても荒れ魔法が結局乗りましたよね。いろんな意味でエモーショナルだった大会だったんですけれども、早速ハイライトの方に入っていきたいと思うんですが、そもそも冒頭で見たファビアンの劇、これどの試合だったか皆さん覚えてますか？結構ねその後もファビアンのやっぱりねコーチング目立ってたので、本配信の方でもかなりピックアップされてたイメージあるんですが、この劇が起こったのはプレイオフの2日目ですかね。 G2 対フェイズ、こちらの試合となります。試合内容はこちらの通りでした。 2-1 で G2 が勝利するという形なんですけれども、ファーストマップのクラブハウスを 7-5 で落とし、でセカンドマップが G2 のピックマップだったんですけれども、ビラ、こちらもね入り方があんま良くなかったんですよ。でそこでファビアンが劇を入れてという流れを、今日ハイライトでやっていきたいなと思います。でここで目を覚ました G2 が最終テーマパークで 7-4 で勝利するという形だったんですけれども、じゃあファビアンの劇の前後でこの試合の中でどういう風に G2 というチームが戦い方変わっていったかというところを中心に今回はハイライトやっていきたいと思います。それでは早速試合の動画見ていきましょう。まずは立ち上がりのファーストラウンド見ていただきたいんですけれども、フェーズがねなかなかいい試合の入り方をします。自分たちのピックマップというところもあったとは思うんですけれども、 G2 が敷く防衛ラインに対して先手先手で仕掛けていくんですよね。まずはそのラウンドを見ていただければと思います。
Back end as well. Blur is still sat. He was hoping to get a sort of slink away fade on the swing on blue and Adam, but it wasn't really handed to him. So the rest of G2 have actually pulled themselves back down. They're getting some eyes, some ideas. They have C4s. They have the element of danger and surprise. But it's waiting for now for FaZe, who are doing a pretty slow approach here.
It is a pretty slow approach, but the thing is as well, they don't really need to be super quick from the get-go because of the fact that it is just so easy to open everything up. Like especially these hatches, there's only going to be impacts that can stop one of them. And that means the others should just be opened up without any pressure really coming through.
Attackers have located a bomb.
There's one. Camera will be spotting out on the line with that DMR that was deadly earlier on in the round. Souls. The one and only kill so far in this game.
I mean, that's what I mean. It feels like there's a moment where this needs to kick into a higher gear here for FaZe. They're still getting themselves a stretch, but the hatch is locked in kitchen. They have some pressure above Moto. Vidaking is just going to start droning that out and getting some eyes. You've got a first bit of movement down to the basement floor, 30 seconds. They finally got eyes down the corridor and they've got the breach onto Church. Ooh, there's no immediate pressure coming at the back of it. The E1D pops off to limit some of the movement. The Buck is hunting above kitchen as the swings don't quite come yet, although it's Virtue that gets caught out first on the breach. Looks away, gets the planter. Benja tucked in the corner, goes for the next, but look at the timer. Benja, he's tucked on one side, Alamau on the other. Huge fight for Benja to win. Alamau's above the hatch, waiting and watching. Doesn't quite get the kill. The swing goes away from him. There it is. One more. No! FaZe!
さあ続いてラウンド4、ここは本筋とは少しずれるんですが、今大会 MVP となるベンジャー、本当にね仕掛けるタイミングがめちゃくちゃうまいなというシーンがあったので、そちらをピックアップしてみました。
Yeah, we'll be trying to go for some fishing with grenades, I reckon.
Turkey gets the first. They're suffering a bit of the spray through the soft either side, and Blur pulls himself back round with a bit more structural support. But the crouched walk in, do they know? I don't think they have the awareness. And with the swing going to come onto Jim, the pre-fire gets the connection. Cyber gets one. Bullet gets bit back a little up the stairs, and there's a response from Benja. But does he know that somebody's behind him? It's a consistent chasing of a tail. There's a reveal. Pre-fire in a fight, but the pressure on time is obviously on FaZe. With Astro getting one, they're above, they're below. He's got to choose which way he wants to try and fight his way out of this, and well, he's going to maybe opt for the top. It's the pull of the pin, the reveal of the player. A great take from Benja. He's going back for the next as a bite happens on the site itself for 2 versus 2. There's another bit of audio, another bit of pressure on the barb. He doesn't want to get pinched. He moves out of the way, pulls the grenade. Forces the player, Bullet pre-firing the angles. Benja doing everything he can. Soul's offering some support. They're not quite sure where he is, but there's not many places he could go. And he's leaning into one more fight. Doesn't get the lockdown though. And he's almost defined this round. Virtue is all that's left.
A lot of damage done there by Benja, staying alive, fighting for as much time as he possibly can. All Virtue needs to do is hit one of these shots, and then he can go on. That's the first. Only left to Souls now. The flashbang comes through. 12 seconds. Just save your time, Virtue. He needs to go.
He didn't have the kit.
He didn't have the kit. He needs to run all the way around as well. This is going to be very problematic. He needs to just go for a plant attempt, but there's no time for that. It is going to be G2 to win it out. And Benja did define that round.
そしてラウンド6もベンジャー賞になりかけたんですよね。フェイズあわや大惨事というところもあったんですけれども、クラブハウス自分たちのピックマップということもあり自信があったんでしょうね。しっかりと 2v2 でも立て直したというラウンドも少し拾ってみました。
He's got himself stacked in. They're hoping he's gone unaware, just tucked around in the corner. He's got himself stacked in. They're hoping he's gone unaware, just tucked around in the corner. How about the man in the corner? It's a no! It's a triple! Absolutely massive, and FaZe have been ripped apart. A 2 versus 2, they at least stemmed some of the flow and got the bodies elsewhere, but I really thought that was theirs. Planting behind the hard wall, Vidaking watching from the safety of the door itself. They swing and pre-fire a post-plant. Back on the end of Jim. Virtue, he's able to get the damage done to the player, just teetering on the edge. I'm not quite sure if they now know where the one missing thread is, tucked by the Kiba barricade, and it's dabbling and wasting time here, and Virtue's been unable to cement the kill now. He's got to try and fight his way through the 2 remaining players. There's the one close to his left he doesn't see in FaZe.
さあ攻守交代してのラウンド7、 G2 もね今大会見せたような鋭い攻めの片鱗はやはり攻撃で見せていました。ここもインを中心にいい形で仕掛けていくんですけれども、ドンピシャのウォーデンが刺さって止められてしまうんですよね。そのラウンドもぜひ見ていただければと思います。
The bounce of the grenade, remove the barb, hope to catch a close by player, but look at FaZe. They're just not offering anything on the immediate gunfight. They've got that body advantage, they tuck themselves in, they're a little bit further from doors. The blinds start to come out on the back end, there's some pressure echoing, but nobody has pushed behind it. You've got 3 FaZe players watching towards blue. The drop is instantly into Mono. The swing round, Alamau finds the first and finds the second on the back of it with Virtue. They're getting one back, but FaZe get a couple of bodies in the meantime. Doki and Alamau with barely any time. They lose one more engagement. It's the swing round on the back end. They can't quite find the players, and FaZe hold on to the round.
ということでファーストマップ見ていただきましたけれども、セカンドマップで劇が起こるんですが、その前に、ファーストマップ G2 がどういうスタンスだったかというと、結構ねこの後の戦いで見せるチーム一丸となってのダブルピークだったりとかツーマンセルの動きみたいなのはほぼなかった感じですね。どちらかというとベンジャの派手な裏取りみたいなところが、ハイライトにもかなり映ってたと思うんですけれども、ベンジャの個人的な打開みたいなところがかなり多くて、正直足並みは揃ってなかったですね。あと攻撃に関してはインを用いた奇策ばかりを使っていて、きっちりとエリアを取るような動きっていうのが少なかったなっていう印象があったので、そのあたりもあってフェイズにこのマップは取られてしまったかなという印 印象が強かったです。この試合のファーストマップに関しては非常に今大会の中で一番悪い G2 が出ちゃった、非常に淡白な戦い方をしていたなという印象を受けるというのがこのクラブハウスだったかなと思います。その悪い流れがビラでも早々に起こってしまいます。ラウンド2で大きなミスが出るんですけれども、これがファビアンの激鱗に触れたというところがあるんですが、そのシーン見てもらいましょう。
And he might find a third. Souls takes, and you can see a little bit of celebratory crouching there. He has just dunked on the G2 approach. The hop out on the window, getting a double. And that is just a tragedy. One more for Cyber, and what a brutal round.
明らかにコミュニケーションが取れてなくて相手の行動が漏れていたというところがあったかなというところです。それもあってもう本当に戦術動向じゃないですよね。なので冒頭で見てもらった通りファビアンがここで劇で飛ばしてたことって戦術的な細かい話ってほぼないですよね。よくクレイジーパピオン君が言うのはやっぱ1分間で話せることっていうのはシンプルなことしか言ってないっていうことを結構言ってくれてたので、こうやってファビアンの言葉を聞いてみると改めてそのことを痛感するなっていう感じはありましたよね。ただやはりこの取ったタイミングとあとはやはりここまで起こったことっていうのは今までなかったんじゃないかなっていう雰囲気はあったので、とにかく目を覚ませ目を覚ませって言ってたと思うんですけれども、それが本当に選手の金銭に触れてここから明らかに G2 のパフォーマンスが上がっていくという展開になります。チームがパフォーマンスを上げる口火となったクラッチシーンを見ていただければと思います。
Take from the calls and the intel. Someone else steps in and someone else gets knocked right back out. Virtue, he's inside the site, at least gets some revenge, but with Vidiking getting one on the back end, there's another huge take from Virtue. Driving across, he's able to find his third! And the Aussie goes huge!
で次のラウンド6も取り上げてみたんですけれども、これ盤面はほぼほぼ僕も分かんないです。ただキルログを見ていただきたいんですけれども、ものすごくタイミングとして同時にキルが発生してるんですよね。これは間違いなく相手の防衛ラインに対してコミュニケーションが取れてタイミングを合わせられたということになると思うので、やはりファーストマップのクラブハウスから明らかに G2 の動きが改善されているのが見て取れます。
For just wasting time on a room.
Yeah, it is, and he also didn't place it up, so there was always one that survived as Benja gets the first. He's going aggressive as Cyber responds. Alamau and Benja both pushing through. A player on the staircase gets knocked out, and suddenly it's only up to Bullet now. An explosion onto the side of G2.
Where was this G2? And why have they shown up? You might be thinking if your face here. Bullet, he's doing everything to try and hold on. Blur, he's going to see if he can get the kit down. Bullet at least bites one more back. And now with the grenades rolling and the first plant in the whole series. We'll see if G2 can get to the end of it. A 3 versus 1. They have some utility, a couple of Roteros, some flashes, and everything they need, and they're not giving Bullet anything. A good gun, a good movement. Jiggle onto the door, but the swing from wide and an even half.
そしてラウンド9も見てもらいたいんですけれども、ここも完璧なカウンターを G2 が取っていきます。特に最後のキルシーンにおいては立体的にカバーするような形になるんですけれども、そこは本当にコミュニケーションが取れているんだろうなということがよくわかるシーンだったので、そちらも見ていただければと思います。
A little bit, but also aware of the fact that a push comes down from the main door. Then only up to Souls now. Could this be flawless? No, it's not. Just delayed Banjo with the C4, but still the round win.
さあ続いてサードマップのテーマパークも見ていきたいと思うんですけれども、この試合特にクラブハウスではファーストプランが崩れた時に G2 ほぼほぼ立て直せていないなという印象があったんですよね。ただこのテーマパークのラウンド1に関してはベンジャーがいい形で刺しに行ったんですけれども失敗し人数優位を大きく取られます。ただそこから立て直す G2 のポテンシャルといったところが垣間見えた試合だったので見ていただければと思います。
Between all of them, the room was suddenly flooded. And FaZe had a quick reaction there to be able to pull the kill onto the back of it.
I was going to say, with some good shepherding from G2. I mean, they managed to clear out the roamers quite quickly. It's just that Benji got overwhelmed by like 3 people running at him at the same time there. Doki will find a response. That's Cyber taken off the board. It's the Capcan as well. Might still be some of the enter denial devices around and about they need to be careful of. Especially on the side doors, because Throne Room is known to be a site where attackers often run out of time, where suddenly they have to go for a last Hail Mary push in the last 20 seconds on that clock. And that's when those EDDs are very effective, but by just checking, I don't see any of them currently on the board or on any of the doors, so they might be more spread around on the actual top floor.
In terms of theme throughout these two teams as well, throughout this tournament, the theme has generally been a little bit back and forth, but away from them more than anything, it's as you would expect. They've done better on their defenses. W7M were able to beat G2 on it in an 8-7 sort of showdown. FaZe lost against M80 on the map as well, but G2 also had a very strong performance against Koi. Oh, there's a bit of a break, a limit of
soft breach only instead of the hard.
Yeah, so they've found themselves eyeing up in towards it, and without the route through. There's one take though. There's somebody close to the left. There's a second handed to them. Blur. He's sort of playing shooting ducks right now, but with 20 seconds, they got to see if they can try and get those ducks in the line, march them in the sight, and get the kit down. Cover from Doki. Lets the other two in. Souls pre-fires the dragon door, but he's tucked around on the back end of a corner. The 3 versus 1. One of them's getting the diffuser down. They have a little bit of wiggle room and a lot of cover and a lot of the range. They're trying to find the tail end. The Claymore almost put him into the fight, but Alamau pulls it back and
次にチームとして統率が取れていたというところがさらにカメラに映っていたシーンがありましたので、ラウンド5ピックアップしました。今まではやはりベンジャーの差し込みによって打開するという戦い方が多かった中で、今回もベンジャーが黄色階段しっかり取ってくれるんですが、その後チームとしっかりとラインを合わせて深くいかないっていう判断をするんですよね。この辺りの行く行かない判断、ちゃんと人数とタイミングを合わせて仕掛けるという判断がここから G2 劇的に今大会良くなったんじゃないかなという風な印象を受けます。
Makes his presence known in minute 10. They can try and deal with it as the breach starts to get popped open. You want to try and slink your way in just behind the train in the corner and have that as the lockdown, utilizing the mirror window for their own selfish needs. How do you try and cover that little distance into the site?
So Lee's gonna keep Souls at bay a little bit, meaning he can only be using that one door through the split. We're just going to be jumping in. He's going to check the balcony mostly. There's a player out there. Crouch B comes through, but no connection upon him. Actually takes a lot of damage, finds the kill. That's huge, because now they know one person inside, and Virtue's going to be going for the swing right here. He's trying to go for a bit of a bait as Blur takes damage. Vita King comes out on top.
He's crept his way into the side in the time though, and there it is. Blur gets the connection. He's going to see if he can try and get the plant down as Souls. He's making his way around the hit of the mirror window, the reveal of the player. They should get the plant down, and they do. They probably can't get out of that. A bit of a reveal. The impact gets him so low, but there's not a second. And now, with a gun either side, Souls has to try and drive himself into 2 1 versus 1s. It's very tricky to pull. They're swinging either side of the doors. It's Benja to look it out.
テーマパークに関してはやはり今大会を通じて防衛有利のマップだったかなと思います。ただ G2 の良さっていうのは大胆さと緻密さを併せ持っていたかなというところが今大会の強みだったかなと思うんですけれども、このテーマパークにおいても座して守るのではなく、土器がね思い切ったアプローチでファーストブラッド取られてはしまったものの、その後のアレマオのポジションでしっかりとフェーズの強をついていきます。そういった自分たちが仕掛けるという姿勢を最後まで崩さなかったこの G2、この試合で間違いなく自分たちがどういった戦い方をすれば勝てるのかというのをファビアンの劇をきっかけに選手たち自らが掴んでいったんじゃないかなというのを感じさせる、そんな力強いパフォーマンスを見せてくれたかなと思います。
Being used as a bit of a bait there. Successful. We saw BDS do it as well in their game yesterday. But now Cyber pushes on, hoping to find another entry. Now E1Ds are giving away some spots. The Gemini Replicator is going to be confirming whether or not a rotation has come through in the meantime. And some of the G2 members are falling back. They need to go. Ooh, Alamau just escaping with his life right there. Vita King just too slow to chase him down.
Yeah, he's got himself now on a back line. He's hoping it's gone a bit unchecked. He wants to be another loose problem the FaZe have to deal with, but they're step by step. And to be honest, catching G2 out on rotations has been a pretty good game from them throughout all of this so far. They're holding on. Tucked on the corner, waiting for just something to drift their way by FaZe. A steady roll of drones, a steady catching intel, attention towards split, pressure onto the walls. They're looking in towards oil as well, and the breach starts to come together. They still have a man advantage. And Benja's close to the death as well. Can they get this? Look at the positions where you have Alamau, where you have Virtue. It's such a gamble, but sometimes it pays off. Virtue, a huge take back. Alamau, desperate for the next. There's more of a breach, but he's not handing it to them. He knows they gotta leave this route. He knows they got 20 seconds. Does he know there's two of them? Do they know about him? Peppering shots, pre-firing. Benja with one. There's Alamau for two. Bullet is all that is left for FaZe's hope of staying in SI 2023. But it is a goodbye from G2.
さあというわけで最後にスタッツ見ておきたいと思いますが、ファビアンの撃破を受けてその期待に応えたのはバーチューかなというところでレーティング 1.15 28の20という形です。ただベンジャがチームの好不調に限らずキルをしっかり取っていてくれたというところがこの G2 というチームの覚醒につながった部分は間違いなくあるんじゃないかなと思います。この試合も31の25しっかりとキルを重ねておりエントリーも5の3と奮闘していました。一方でドキは今大会目立った活躍はちらほらあったんですけれども、やはりベンジャに比べるとちょっと安定しなかったかなというのがこの試合から特にスタッツとして出ているかなと思います。一方でフェイズどうだったのよって話なんですけれども、正直フェイズ悪くなかったかなと思います。ただ正直ビタキングを入れてチームをグレードアップできたかなっていうとそれは間に合わなかったのかなという印象が最後まで残りました。特にコミュニケーション面でのエラーが結構多くてベンジャにハイドされてシャワールームで裏を取られたシーンですよね。ああいったところ一つ見てもやはり基本的なレベルでこのレベルの高いインビに向けてちょっと間に合わなかったかなと。インビはその基礎の部分で戦えるポテンシャルをつけつつさらに相手を出し抜く新戦術を持ってこないといけないっていう形になりますので、そう考えた時にはフェイズ悪くなかったんだけどやはり良くはなかったかなという評価になってしまうのかなと思います。さあというわけでいかがだったでしょうか。今大会を振り返るにあたりやはり一番大きかったのはコーチの存在、特にボイスチャットが今回聞けた面が非常に大きかったというところはありましたので、いかにコーチの存在が試合中に影響を与えるのかはファビアンが物語ってくれたかなと思います。単純にレジェンドがコーチになって優勝したというところにフォーカスするのではなく、彼がいかに言うのか、彼が今大会でどうやってチームを優勝に導いたのかを振り返っておくことは今後の競技シーンを見ていく上で非常に重要なのかなということでハイライトを作ってみました。というわけで役の部分は多少怪しいところはあるんですけれども、皆さんが今後競技シーンを楽しむ上でこのハイライト参考になったのであれば幸いです。最後までご視聴いただきありがとうございました。インビに関してはまだまだハイライト作っていきたいなと思いますので、もし要望があれば今のうちであればコメントに書いていただくと皆さんの要望に応えられるハイライトも作っていけるかなと思いますので、ぜひぜひコメントよろしくお願いします。そしてチャンネル登録グッドボタンの方もぜひぜひよろしくお願いします。それでは最後までご視聴いただきありがとうございました。また次のレインボーシックスシージの動画でお会いしましょう。ではでは。